Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery. Anthony here, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to save money going to archery tournaments. Archery tournaments, especially national ones in the US, can get really expensive, and I can only imagine costs to going to international shoots. But for this we're going to focus on, I guess, national level shoots, because that's the biggest expense for most archers in the United States, since most of us are not traveling internationally to shoot arrows. Of course, this can be applied probably to other countries and even local or regional tournaments. You probably just don't need all the things I'm talking about, like planes and such, but maybe you do. Travel, it's important. It's how you get to the event. Most of the time you're not going to go walk or ride your bike to a major tournament, or to a local tournament for that matter. All my local tournaments here in New Jersey are a good hour-and-a-half drive away, and that's even me going to other states. Because an hour-and-a-half drive in a southern direction, I can go into Pennsylvania or Delaware, and all of this is what I consider local. Even though by most people's definition of local is a lot closer than that, it's just what I have to do. So we have two options when we're traveling for the most part. We're either going to travel by plane or we're going to be traveling by car. So first up, with planes. USA Archery is actually partnered with United Airlines, and you can actually get a discount through USA Archery for United Airline events. You do have to be a USA Archery member, from my understanding, and there'll be information for that and other things USA Archery offers in the description down below. There'll be a link to their website so you can actually check them out yourself. On the planes though, there is some additional ways to save. For me, I actually go with the credit card option. I have credit cards for particular airlines like United, American, and Southwest. These not only get me like additional points, because as I buy things for everyday use around the house or whatever, those points go to me getting discounted or basically free airline tickets. Besides that, a lot of those credit cards also offer free baggage, and that's pretty good. And that baggage is sometimes extended not only to you, the flyer, but other people that fly with you, up to a certain number of people and a certain number of bags. But it's really handy, and I find it really helpful. I currently have 3 different credit cards to 3 different airlines, so that I can basically mix and match when I want and fly as cheaply as possible. Now, with flying as cheaply as possible, you have 2 other options, and that is flying super early in the morning or super late at night, so like those red-eye flights. The not prime hours, the inconvenience hours, where you're staying up all night or getting up at 3 in the morning to go to the airport, those time zones are going to probably net you the cheapest flights. And of course, booking your flight before 2 weeks out is always helpful too. If you do it like a month out or so, that is also going to be beneficial, usually to the price of the flight. Now on to cars. Cars, you have a lot of great options. If you own your own, you can take that to a tournament, depending on how far you want to drive. For me, I actually choose the rental car route normally. Even my trip coming up to Nationals in Ohio, I will be renting a car here in New Jersey and driving to Ohio, because I don't want to put those miles. I just don't want to put all those miles on my vehicle, and the rental car rate that I get is not bad at all. Now, to save on rental cars, I would recommend checking out Archers Association of America. Last time I checked, they said they have up to a 25% discount on a couple rental car companies. I would recommend checking that out. Right there, you could easily save your $20 for becoming an Archers Association of America member, because from what I've heard from people, they usually save $100 or even more dollars per rental. And if you're thinking about it, car rentals are probably one of the bigger expensive, one of the more guaranteed expenses to a tournament if you don't drive yourself. Because once you get off the plane, unless you're going to take an Uber or a taxi everywhere, you're going to have to drive yourself around. And normally these tournaments are in more rural areas, so you're going to have to get a car. And that is a big expense. From my experience, I've seen it equal, if not surpass sometimes, the cost of a plane ticket. So this is something helpful to maybe diminish those costs so that you can save more money shooting archery. Also, on that note of rental cars, if you go in with a whole bunch of other archers, say there's a bunch of people you've been shooting with the last couple of years, be like, hey, we always shoot the same line times or whatever works for you. If you go, all of you pitch in for a car, then it could be cheaper because you are splitting that cost up, amongst other shooters. So it's an idea. If you apply it, that is totally up to you, but that is the point of this video, is to give you guys ideas on how to save some money and be able to either do more trips or just not feel like you're spending so much money on archery and just be able to do it more efficiently. Now let's cover the stay. If you're traveling somewhere, unless, even if you're camping, you still have to, set up your tent and stuff, but you need somewhere to stay. Now with that stay, you have some options, and I'm gonna run through them. First off is friends and family. On the friends side of it, maybe you have a friend that lives in the area that you can stay with, possibly for free. If so, super awesome. If not, hey, I'm sure you can work something out. Then you also have family. Maybe family will let you stay somewhere for free. I have met a lot of archers that it's like, oh, my brother happens to live in College Station. The tournament's there. Now I have a place to stay in Texas when we have the Texas shootout. Or, my friend so-and-so lives here. Yeah, we've been staying with them all week. It's a great way not only to spend time with your friends and family, but you can save money because hotel rooms are usually in the $100 plus a night range, if not more, and that can get expensive. Also, with the friends, that is kind of very broad. It could also be archery friends, and with those archery friends, you could split the cost of your room. Maybe you get like a Marriott suite where they have, 2 bedrooms. Boom, that could be split between, 2 sets of people, 2 single people. However you want to work it. You got somebody sleep on the couch, whatever crazy ideas you got. That way you can eat into that cost, because say that $100 a night split between 4 people, now you're looking at $25 each. That's a lot more affordable. Now, on the topic of hotels, now how I did say they are expensive, USA Archery is partnered with IHG, which I believe is like Holiday Inn and those type of that hotel chain. There may be other hotels involved with that group because it's like a conglomerate or something along those lines. But they do offer a discount, so I'll have a link in the description to USA Archery to check that out as well. It could come in handy, especially if you don't have friends to stay with or family, or this third option, which is Airbnb. Maybe you don't want to stay in an Airbnb. You could still use the discount from USA Archery and get yourself a discounted room for a couple days. Now, for Airbnb, I think it's a great option. It's something that I use. They're usually significantly cheaper than the hotels. Of course, you need to be into reading reviews and seeing like all the things people had to say. Make sure the person isn't just renting for their first time ever. It's good that the person you rent from has a history, and you go through all the reviews, even if it's a couple years long, as many as you can, so that you can get a good feel for where you're renting at, this person's level of care and stuff. How do they take care of the rental that they're renting to you. I know some people don't feel the best about this, but for me, I've had nothing but positive experiences, and I've been doing this for a couple years now, so I think this is a great option. Next up, we have food. Yes, we all have to eat. Well, unless you're a plant or something, I guess then you just, never mind. So food, it's expensive, people eat, but there are some ideas I like to share about it. The first one is, eat in if you have a kitchen. If you can set up your Airbnb or your hotel, or, you know, well, if you're at a friend's or family's house, I hope they have a kitchen in their house. But hopefully you have a kitchen, and that way you can prepare your own meals and save money, because it's a lot cheaper to buy food at the grocery store in bulk, prepare it, and then have it for your entire archery tournament. You can even go in on this with your fellow archers, which is really great. Again, cutting into the price, cheaper meals, but you're still making good food. Additionally, since you have that kitchen, you can kind of go by the Anthony plan. So this is how I do it normally. We usually get a place with a kitchen, or at least a mini kitchen, where it may not have a stove and stuff, but like, as long as you get like a microwave and some things, I basically bring breakfast. So I eat breakfast in the Airbnb, and then we make lunch in the Airbnb and take that to the range. And then honestly, when I get done shooting, and after being on the field all day from, you know, say like 8 o'clock in the morning to, you know, sometimes it's like 4, 5 o'clock at night, I'm done. We're done. Me and Mom are tired. You know, it's not time to cook, so we go out for dinner. But it's great to save on the first 2 meals, because then you can kind of justify the $30 for 2 people. With the going out too, there is a lot of restaurants that have like loyalty or reward programs. So if there's a particular place you like to go, say like a Red Robin, I know if you buy or purchase burgers from them for a certain period of time, or a certain number of burgers, you can get one. You can get ones for free. I think it's 10 burgers, but just things like that. Again, it's saving you in the long term. Some of this stuff isn't going to be immediate, but if you're vigilant with it, then you can definitely save in the long term. Additionally, on the food side of it, like I kind of mentioned, bring food and snacks with you. If you're driving yourself, there's no reason why you can't basically fill up your car with, you know, water and things like that, and you know, your material for like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and just things like that. You know, your bag snacks, maybe you like Doritos or something. You can take all that with you if you're driving to a tournament. If you're flying, you can put some of that into your checked luggage. Of course, you know, make sure you obey by your regional or international airline rules. This is somebody outside the U.S., but there is some ways to even cut into the cost that way. How do we save money at the tournament itself, or things related to the tournament, such as equipment? Well, number one, don't forget to register on time. Make sure you register on time. Set a reminder on your phone. I've met far too many people that have, you know, meant to register for a tournament, then things came up, and then next thing you know, they're paying an extra $50, if not more dollars, because they have to pay the late fee for signing up late. In my mind, it's a waste of money, and they really could have used that money for something else. I know things happen, but if you do your best to set reminders to remind you to sign up, then you can avoid some of these expenses that are avoidable. Because it's not like you can make the tournament price, the entrance fee, cheaper, but if you don't have to pay the late fee, that's money in your pocket that you're not putting out. Additionally, there's equipment discounts from Archers Association of America. There'll be a link to their website down below. Check them all out. They have 2 different ones. They have one just for companies online. There'll be promo codes that you can put in and get discounts. But one of the cool ones is Lancaster at the Lancaster trailer. So if Lancaster's, say, going to Nationals in Ohio, and you're a Archers Association of America member, you can get a discount when buying from Lancaster Archery's trailer in person. I'm sure you could talk to them about putting things you want to buy onto the trailer so you can purchase them there. I'm not in charge of that. That's something that you would have to discuss with Lancaster, but you could at least buy what's on their trailer in person at a discount at the tournament. And right there is a huge savings. You definitely make up your $20 you spent becoming a member for the year. But you're also saving in the long term because you could bulk buy knocks and things at a discount, and then you have them for the rest of the season or into the next season. It's something to think about, and it's a great way to save money in the long term. One thing you can save on, and that is usually supplied at tournaments, is water. So they want to keep you hydrated. They don't want people getting dehydrated and getting heat stroke or anything terrible like that. So generally these tournaments have either a bottle exchange like Arizona Cup, where they give you one bottle of water and then you return empty bottle of water once you finished it and you get a new bottle of water, or like Gator Cup and some of the other tournaments like SoCal Showdown, they actually have jugs of water. They have a little tap on them and you can fill up either a disposable cup, or you can put them into your permanent container that you don't dispose of, that's probably insulated, keeps it nice and cool. But they have water supplied, so you don't have to worry about buying water unless you want some for your hotel room or wherever. But it is something to keep in mind, and I think it is beneficial. I feel like if you take all these ideas and cherry pick the ones that you find are the most helpful to you and your situation, I can almost guarantee you that you will save money going to archery tournaments, and you'll be able to go to more archery tournaments because you have fun at archery tournaments. It's just that sometimes the cost associated with them is kind of high. But there's companies out there and governing bodies out there that are trying to make this as affordable as possible to grow the sport, and so people can really experience the enjoyment of shooting arrows. So here's me just doing my part on trying to get some of this information out there, sharing with you my experience firsthand, what I've been doing and learning from over the last 5+ years shooting the USAT circuit in the United States. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Archery Association of America and USA Archery's discounts down below in the description. Please like and subscribe, and as always, happy shooting.
Bye.